Chosen Vessel, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you with another video. They can't hold themselves accountable for how they treat you. So gaslighting is a way for them not to deal with who they are. Let's get right into it. All right. They will not hold themselves accountable for how they treat you. So gaslighting is the way that they handle it. Because when people have to try to ignore the fact that they're treating you a certain way, when people have to act like they're not the one doing you harm like you say they are or like you say what's happening, they have to gaslight you because that's the way that they deal with it. They can't hold themselves accountable and they're not real. So gaslighting for them is a defense mechanism. Yes, it's harmful for us. It's painful for us. We wish it wouldn't happen. Okay. It disturbs us, but we get over it. Okay. We don't let it get us down and destroy us. We just wish that people wouldn't be on that type of time. Okay. But since they can't hold themselves accountable for how they treat us, gaslighting is the only way that they can deal with who they are. So they will gaslight you so they don't have to feel like they're a bad person. It's all about them when you're dealing with narcissists, okay? They don't care about how you feel necessarily. It's all about how people perceive them and portray them. So if you could get people to believe that they were doing what they were doing to you, they would have a whole different approach with you. They would treat you a whole different way. But since nobody's believing you, since people aren't paying attention to it, since it's just normal to people, and the victims is just something that is really just known between the victim and the person causing the trauma, a lot of people really don't see what it is you're going through. And most of them will just enable it because they don't care, or they're narcissists themselves, or they just won't believe it because of the circumstances of who that person may be to you. They'd be like, oh man, we don't believe that. That's the manager. Oh, this is that person. Oh, this is that type of person. Why would they do that to you? All right. And they themselves can't even believe that. I'm your this. I'm your that. I'm the manager here. I wouldn't do anyone like that. I'm the closest thing to perfection. So these people cannot hold themselves accountable. They treat you bad, and it's not fair. It's not right, but it's who they are, and it has nothing to do with you. So make sure that you know in your beautiful little head, your strong head, okay, that you know that it's not you. It has nothing to do with you. It's not your fault, okay? These are people who can't hold themselves accountable for their actions and how they treat people. So if they lie already, okay, if they're mean and twisted and kind of sick already, you can't expect people like this to be honest or to be truthful. So what you have to do is you have to stay focused, and you have to mind your business, and you have to keep it 100 with yourself. You can't allow people's gaslighting and manipulation to get to you to the point where it makes you want to take your life, or it makes you want to be bothered or upset or depressed. Okay, pray these things away. Know that it's not you, and always uplift yourself. Whenever they put you down, whenever their gaslighting gets you, uplift yourself. Tell yourself something amazing about yourself. Tell yourself something positive about yourself, because you deserve to hear something good about you. You don't deserve to be gaslighted. You don't deserve to be manipulated. You don't deserve narcissistic treatment in any way, form, or shape. Okay? And because the world is primarily evil and twisted and wicked, people will say that's just the way the world is. But just because that's just the way the world is doesn't mean you have to be evil, wicked, and twisted. And that's why they don't understand us, because we're not moving with the way that the world does. We're in this world, but we're not of this world. Okay. And that's why we stand out like a sore thumb, because when you're chosen, you're not going to be of this world. You could try all you want. You will fail. Okay. You will fail. You will not be of this world. Okay. You have to be a chosen one, and that's it. That's all you can be. Okay. And even if you don't, even if you choose not to walk in that path, you'll still be chosen. You just won't be doing nothing. Okay. You won't be doing anything with it. All right. So these people can't hold themselves accountable. All right. They're upset that you have God in you, and they have an empty vessel. All right. They don't have as much God in you. They have to be brought to the awareness, but it has to be by you, because what you understand, they don't understand. They don't get it. Okay. they really don't have any faith or belief in God, and you could tell by how they act and how they treat people. So it's really weird to see how these people handle their situations, because it's like, why would you handle that like that? You really gonna handle that like that? And the answer is yes, they really are gonna handle it like that, because they have no feelings. Okay, they don't care about how other people feel. All right, they're not worried about your feelings. Only thing they care about, they're not worried about your feelings. They're not worried about your self-respect. They're not worried about how they treat you. They could care less. Okay, if they're doing something for you, if they're making sure that you got a job, or they're doing this or they're doing that, people really don't care. And they will just they'll do what they have to do to uphold their image. But as far as like between you and them on a psychological level, there's always going to be a discord. There's always going to be negativity because of them. Because no matter how positive you try to be, no matter how uplifting, polite, good, kind-hearted you try to be to these people, they're not going to be able to hold themselves accountable. They're not going to change. They're still going to be who they are, and they love it. They love being their true, evil, negative selves. You'll catch them when you listen to them. They'll say stuff like, "Oh, that's wicked," or "Oh man, that's demonic." Like they'll say stuff like that, and you could just tell with the type of spirit that's on a person, whether they're on a demonic frequency. And a lot of these people that don't want to be honest with themselves, a lot of these people who can't be honest and keep it real with others, they're on a lying, they're on a demonic frequency. All right, and everybody may lie. Everybody may not be able to keep it real. I'm not saying everybody's perfect. Nobody has never not told a lie. Okay, but the thing is that chosen ones, we work on ourselves. All right, we hold ourselves accountable. We do something messed up. Wow, that was messed up. We do our best to try to fix things. We try not to make things messed up in the first place. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Nobody is perfect. Okay, everybody makes their harms, their fouls, their mistakes. But the thing is, we're not out here purposely trying to crush other spirits. All right, we're not out here purposely trying to ruin other people's day, ruin other people's lives. But the thing is, because we have an upright spirit, when we come around, that happens automatically by default. People's days are ruined. People are upset. People are depressed just because you come around and you feel good. They were happy before you got there. But you showed them what true peace was. You showed them what true love is. You showed them what true happiness is. Okay? People don't have in you what you have. People don't have in you what you have in you. You're a caring, loving, kind person. And that caring, that loving, that kind person cannot be distributed and shared with everybody. All right, mostly you're going to have to keep that person to yourself. That kind, loving, sharing, caring person, you are going to have to keep that person to God. All right, if not yourself. If you're not sharing him with you, you need to be sharing him with God or other people that deserve it. If they don't deserve it, they ain't worth it. So don't show sides to people that are only going to manipulate you, only going to use what you say against them. All right, you know when somebody isn't all the way there, when you explain something to them that you guys had a little indifference, and now what you explained to them because it was something wrong about you, now that person is bringing it up every chance they get. Okay, every chance they get. Say you made a mistake assuming something. Now that person, every chance they get. You can't assume. Don't assume. You always assume. You can't tell people your business when you're chosen, because they are looking for every flaw, everything wrong, every mistake. Okay, just to throw it, rub it, bring it back out to light, put it in your face. Okay, you everything and anything will be held against you in the court of law when you're chosen. Okay, these people take everything. All right, you can sneeze the wrong. Yo, remember when you sneezed the wrong way back in 1932, and it went everywhere, and it got in that girl's face, and she was real pretty, and she didn't want to talk to you after that? Remember that? That was funny. And it's like, it's something painful and traumatic and bad and terrible for you. But what they want to do is they want you to remember it. They want you to feel it. They want to bring it back up. All right, they love to bring up your faults and your downfalls because it makes them feel better about themselves. They need to feel better about themselves, and they will use you to try and do it because they don't have anything else to say. They don't have anything else going on, and they know when you see them, you see somebody who didn't do what they were supposed to do. They know when you see them, you see somebody that didn't follow through with their dreams and what they wanted to be and what they wanted to do and what they wanted to have in life. And because you're going after those things and they know that, and they have to be around you and they have to see you and they have to be in your presence, and they know you're going after more when all they went after was what they went after, and they put a ceiling on their success and you didn't. People are going to feel some type of way about you. They're going to gaslight you. They're going to try to attack you. And these are the people that are closest to you. These are the ones that are closest to you because people know what type of person you are. If people have been around you, if people know who you are, they know how to get to you. They know how to manipulate you. They know what to say to try to get to you. All right. And the fact that they do that, and the fact that they bring it on home and drive it on home, and they want you to remember the abuse. They want you to remember that person that you were when they were abusing you and walking all over you and treating you like crap. Okay. Um, don't remember that. Don't walk back into that. Don't walk in that spirit, okay, of no courage, of downplaying yourself, of thinking that you're not worthy, thinking that you're not successful, thinking that you're corny, thinking that you can't do things, thinking that you're not good enough, having low self-confidence, having no confidence. Okay, you should be confident. You should have self-confidence. You should believe in yourself. You should believe in your own ideas. Okay, you should be able to think that what you're about to do is a good idea without somebody uh, when people act like that, don't even consult them anymore. Once you reach a certain level, only person you need to go to about what you want to do in your life is God, and that's it. Because you keep going to other people about what you should do with your life, they're only going to hold you back because they don't want to see you reach your pinnacle. They don't want to reach you see your they don't want to see you reach your success. They don't want to see you reach your top. Okay, they want you to stay right near them, right where they're at, because they chose not to be successful, and you are. You're choosing to be successful, and they don't want you to become successful because they didn't choose to. They want you to stay right where they're at because that's where they chose to be, and they want somebody to stay there and be right up under them and enjoy less fulfilled life, unfortunately. And that's just the way it is. When people's life is not fulfilled, they're not going to want you to have a fulfilled life neither if you're in their presence or in their if you're surrounded by people like that. All right, that's why certain jobs is why it's best to just keep to yourself and mind your business and don't tell people anything. Because if they're all set base, if they don't know what to do with their life, and you got 8 to 10 people that don't know what to do with their life, and you're the chosen one, and you know what to do with your life, you have a plan. You know you're not going to be working at that job for the rest of your life. You make a mistake and tell one of them that you're a creator, or you make beats, or you're talented, or you're gifted, or you do videos, or you believe in God. Now everybody at the job going to be gaslighting you about your talent. Everybody going at the job going to be gaslighting you about what it is you want to do with your life, about what you want to be with your life. Everybody is going to be having something to say about what it is that you're trying to do because you don't want to be staying stuck at no crappy job for the rest of your life, because you don't want to stay complacent with where your life is at for the rest of your life. All right, there's for some whatever reason, there's always something that people have against people who want to make improvements. All right, and it's because they're not making any. You're a threat to people when you make improvements on your life and they're not making any. You're literally a threat. They take you as a threat because you bother them. You offset the status quo of things. All right. You make people feel uncomfortable. You make people hate themselves. You make people hate what they did with their past. Okay. You make people confused about what they're gonna do with their future. All right. When you walk in the room, people get serious. All right. When you get around people, they start worrying about things they wasn't even worried about before you got around, because you're focused and you're making sure that you get your life together. When you get around people, they're like, oh man, I gotta get myself together. You ever notice that? As soon as you get around people, they get more godly, they get more holy, they get more focused. They put on an act like they're all about their business. No, they're just doing that because you're there. All right, it's the same thing with girls. When girls come around, like if there's girls that like don't care about their self-image, or if there's people, not just let me not just use girls, but if there's people who don't care about their self-image, if there's people who don't care about how they look or whatever, when somebody comes around and actually cares about how they look, all those people begin to fix themselves and check themselves, and oh, I gotta make sure I look good. because that person came out here looking good. Now they're all in competition with that person. So just because people don't even know why they're in competition with you, it's just they see that you're focused. They see that you're about your business. They see that you're about your success. They see that you're about the Father's business, and they see that you're not playing when it comes to what you want to do with your life and the goals that you set. Because you can't play around with what you want to do with your life and the goals that you set. You have to be somebody. You have to become something. That's what you're supposed to be doing with your life. And the fact that you know that, and the fact that you're not wasting time, and the fact that you're actually becoming something and doing something so that you could be something and have something with your life is setting people off, and it's making them furious. Because who are you to think that you could have more than what people that you see already have, especially if they have more than you? You don't have a car. What makes you think you could have a Rolls Royce? You don't even have a car yet. Why don't you focus on that instead of thinking so big? You don't even have a home yet. Why don't you get yourself an apartment instead of thinking so big? See, they have a problem with people who think big because they think so damn small. All right, their mind isn't large enough to be able to handle a person or thoughts like yours. All right, their mind ain't large enough. Okay, maybe that's why they called me big head. Okay, I got a big head. All right, maybe that's why. Big head, big thoughts, big brain, big dreams. Who knows? Okay, but for whatever reason, they have an issue and they can't hold themselves accountable. They can't hold themselves accountable is because you're choosing success. All right. And that is a threat to them. That's hurting them. That's harming them. It's harming their way of life because you want more out of life. Whenever you want more out of life and you come around people, it harms their way of life because they feel they need to change. People don't like change. Chosen ones, we like change because we know what that's going to do for us. Some change may bring us some change. Okay, we're aware of that. You might need to change so you could get some change. Okay, you might need to make a change for some more change. Okay, so, and that could be change in your life or change as far as currency money goes. All right, so you can't let people that are trying to gaslight you, can't let people who are trying to hold you down, pull you down, bring you down, you can't let that affect you. All right, they tried in the past because of who they were or the position they held or where we were at. Maybe it affected us at the time, but now, right now, right here in this day and time, we can't be affected by it. We don't have time. All right, because we only thing we have time for is to focus on good, to focus on God, and to keep our mind focused on our manifestations so that our prayers will be answered. We don't have time to be worried about Joe Blow or this person or that one, because that takes your mind off of God. That takes your mind off your good. And these demons were sent out by assignment to do just that. They don't want you to be happy. When you guys are happy, it destroys them. All right, your light. They want to be negative. Your happiness is positive. Your light is positive. Okay, it's pure angelic light. Okay, and they can't take it. That's why they get angry. That's why their faces twist up. That's why they switch up, because they see how good of a person you are and they don't possess that. They don't have that in them. They'll never have that in them. All right. And they want to be, all right, they want to be something special. They want to be something great, but they can't hate on you and do it that way. They can't try to stop you and do it that way. Stopping you is not going to make them great. You're so great that you throw people off and take their mind off of themselves and make them so upset that they have to try to stop you from doing what it is you're doing. Don't allow people who don't hold themselves accountable for their actions to bother you. These people can't hold themselves accountable for their actions if they tried. All right. If they tried, they wouldn't be able to do it. Okay. So it's nothing against you. Don't take these attacks personal. Don't take these things personal. It may take time. Okay, I just made a video for praying about these types of things. So prayer definitely helps. And also knowing that you're not the problem. Okay, if you have to get a notebook, if you have to write things down because people are it's starting to bother you, you're starting not to know if it's happening or not, write it down. It most definitely is happening. It's just that people aren't holding themselves accountable. They're going to lie and they can't be real about how they treat you, because gaslighting is the only way that they don't have to deal with who they are. All right. When they gaslight you about how they treat you, they don't have to deal with the real version of them. All right. Because if they had to deal with the fact that if they had to be honest and open about gaslighting you, they'd have to be honest and open about you being great and about you being a magnificent person and about you being able to get what you want out of life and about you being able to create the life that you want, about you being able to do the impossible. All right. And the fact that your mind is so big and these people's thoughts are so small, y'all are on a different wavelength and a different frequency, and y'all can't see eye to eye. And they're upset because you just won't sit down. You just won't dumb down. You won't shrink your mind. You won't allow yourself to be controlled and manipulated, to be brought back into thinking that let me just play it safe. Let me just do the regular things. Let me just do something. All right. Instead of try to go get me $1,000,000, let me not believe in that. Let me believe in just being able to have the bare minimum. And the fact that you won't do that, it's making people want to feel a certain type of way towards you because you actually believe that you can have it. All right, when they think about numbers big like that, when they think about success big like you do, they don't think that they can have it, but you do. You see yourself being able to have it. You know it's yours already, and they want to take that from you. That's why they're always trying to get into your head. Okay. And that's why they will never admit to it, because if they have to admit to it, they have to admit to who they are, the fact that they gave up, the fact that they didn't go after their dreams, the fact that they know there's more out of life and they're ignoring it, the fact that they know they could do more and they're choosing not to. So just because they're choosing not to, we're not going to let that bother us. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I want to thank everybody for sharing this video. There's some people who need to see this, bring them to some awareness. Okay. I want to thank you everybody for liking this video, because it's helping the video get out. It's raising awareness, and it's also helping the channel grow, and it's helping me reach a wider audience. And I want to thank everybody for watching the ads, because it helps the channel out monetarily. So thank you very much for that. I'll see everybody in the next video. This has been another DrewTube special. Shout out to the chosen vessels. We out.